So I'm just going to get this out of the way and say that comethazine is a mixture of if Little Pump and let's say what's his name, Playboy Cardi had a fucking baby together. Yeah, it would be him. Now, of course, hailing from St. Louis, promethazine is a, or comethazine, I meant, is a St. Louis artist I got familiar with his breakout hit, of course, Cop a Jag. And he also had a freestyle called Uber Everywhere, which was pretty big. He opened up for Post Malone, and he got big off Mike Cop a Jag, which was a pretty good song. And he also had a pretty funny No Jumper interview that was pretty nice, you know. I'm shocked that he didn't get with, what's his name? Lyrical Lemonade on that shit. But yeah, let's get down to the tracks. So the song Walk has a very nice string arrangement and string sample on the beat. When it came to the lyrics, when it came to the whole pun where he says Chopper eats his liver, I thought it would have been more executed better if he said eat his lungs, because he's talking about the smoke. But overall, good track, nice song to start out with. V12 have him doing what appears to be like what 2 Chainz already done, where he referenced, like he did this on Murder, but he referenced how he has 2 phones and you have to give him, like, get him on email. But yeah, on the song V12, by the way. The song Band seems to be very influential since it was a single, and also he dropped a video. And the song Bands was sampled for the song Mans, where of course he did the whole mans, which I have to say that's catchy as hell. That's a very catchy little idea that he did. Now, on the song Bands, he referenced falling in love with Benjamin Franklin, which I know is a whole reference to money, but it's a little strange. Being that he had a line like, nigga, you so sweet, you belong in a gay bar and let it eat. And also, he had a line where he's smoking on a stick on the song Stick Out of the Window. And I really like the whole idea of the wood being the extendo. But yeah, these lines, man, I'm glad he's not like super mainstream yet, because if he said this, what can be perceived homophobic shit when he's big, he can get in real huge trouble. But speaking of being in trouble, he might get in trouble with the opposite sex as well, as he keep on referencing Demi, like he made a whole song about Demi. He asked Demi to let him fuck on Hero, on Sick Shit. He referenced Demi again, and that bitch is super suicidal, so you don't know how she's gonna take it. Even to the point on Demi where he referenced how he'll get her name tatted on his arm, and also they'll buy a house together. A little weird and pushy, man. But you can tell it's kind of like a childish, crush, or a childhood crush, because this guy, he has songs like Ooh Wee, which have that little like kiddish little flavor and shit like that. Like I remember saying Ooh Wee when I was a kid. Also, in No Discussion, he has this little background, little Adlib thing. Like, yeah, like you hear him in the background and shit like that. That was pretty nice. He's even making up words like blicky, which, you know, talking about how the lights off his gun. And also, he referenced having gold or a Rolex on his left hand on this track, so he could be left-handed. That's something that you could spot out. That's pretty nice. Now, there are features on this album like Let It Eat, but they kind of like Let It Eat and also Bring the Bag Out, but they kind of like slow the album down and actually brings it down. Like on Let It Eat, Ugly God, he does one of his most laziest performances ever, only rhyming 2 words together. And this guy, Comethazine, he's not better off himself. So I wish there was a little bit change. And also Bring the Bag Out have Lil Yachty referencing how his friends, like his black friends, say cracker and the white friends say nigga and stuff like that. A little, oh man, he's still bringing this polarizing race thing, like he did that on his last album. It's really cringy. If that's not enough, if I got to have him referencing that his money is as old as the Hebrews, I mean, you ask Jadakiss, he got a line blank on All About the Benjamins about that. The song Ammonia kind of reminds me of J. Cole's Get the Fuck Off My Dick. The way it samples old, like, vocals that seem like spirituals just to be transferred with a trap beat. I really like that. My Way samples a killer flute. Man has production that kind of reminds me of Too Short and other early G-Funk era rappers, the way the production was. Otherwise, pretty solid ass album. I'm giving it a 7. You know, he has the energy and the vocals to really get you excited and energized. Please like, subscribe, share this video. I'm out, guys.